Hey, what's up, my friends? JT DeBold is with you today for the Elite Marketing Pro Daily Dose of Awesome. Your 15 minutes of inspiration, education, and motivation to help you get your day started off right. And before I jump out here, let me just start off by saying good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whatever time it is for you, no matter where you might be tuning in from on the Big Blue Marble. Thanks for joining us here each and every single Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Always a great deal of fun to have our EMP family jumping out here and joining us. And as you do so, let me know where you are tuning in from on the Big Blue Marble. Give me a shout out. Let me say hello to you personally. I love to see these people. Here's James Concilio coming out. What's up, James? Good to see you. Karen Birdwell, what's up? Luke Burrows, what's happening, my man? Good to see you guys. Always a lot of fun. And man, I look forward to these times each and every single chance I have the opportunity to come out here. Always a lot of fun to be able to connect with the EMP family. As the Director of Leadership Development here with EMP, it is a privilege and an honor to be able to share a little bit of airspace with my high-altitude buds all around the Big Blue Marble. What's up, Rosemary? Great to see you. Sally, Tamar, Prag. Love you, girl. Good to see you. James, Stacy, Nicholas, Heather, Dale. What's going on, Dale? Aaron, good to see you. Sally Crow, Debbie Call. All right, cool. So everybody's jumping out here. Got a big topic that I want to talk to you today about. In fact, if you're looking behind me, you probably get a hint as to what we're discussing today. We're going to be talking about this myth of time management. Now, here we are, really the second to the last week of December. We're literally just a few days away from a brand new year. And if you're following anything on social media, you're probably seeing all of those gurus and self-professed gurus out there starting to talk to you about how you too, can create your best year ever. You can make your best year yet. And they're going to teach you all kinds of things about goal setting. And they're going to teach you all kinds of things about getting over procrastination. And they're going to teach you how to set those New Year's resolutions so they stick. I know this because I used to be in that racket for a while. In fact, I still teach people better ways to implement what they want to create for their business and their life. I teach them the real thing that's called mentorship, and that's one of the big things that we do here at EMP, as you well know. But another big thing that they like to talk about is this concept of time management, which is a little bit hilarious because if you think about the words themselves, it's actually an oxymoron. You cannot manage time. Time is a constant. There is no way to stop time. You can't slow time down. You can't rewind it, can't bank it. Doesn't matter how much money you have. Doesn't matter how good looking you are. Doesn't matter what your background is. Even if you're a scientist, a physicist, an aerospace engineer, regardless of your background, education, no matter how capable you are, you cannot manage time. Time marches on for all of us. We all have the exact same 24 hours in a day. We have all have the exact same 60 minutes in each one of those hours. We each only have 60 seconds in each one of those minutes, and so on and so forth. In fact, what's crazy about time is it's the one thing that is measured the same throughout the entire world. Doesn't matter whether you're on the metric system or the standard system. Doesn't matter whether you're on the East Coast, West Coast, top left, bottom right side of the planet. We all manage time, or I should say we all measure time in the exact same way. So it's a little bit ludicrous to think that we can actually manage it, like somehow we have control over time. And wouldn't that be nice? I think that fairy tale is one reason why these people continue to sell us on this concept of time management. Now, that said, is there a way that we can approach the things that we have to get accomplished in our lives and get them done in a much more efficient manner? And the answer is a resounding absolute yes. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So listen, if you've ever been one of these people that thought to yourself, man, I would love to be better at managing my time. I want better time management. I want to be able to get more done in less time. Then give me a 1 in the comment section. Hey, Paula, what's going on? It's good to see you. Jill, good to see you. Hannah Benson calling in from SoCal. Hey, hang in there, Hannah. Hopefully you and everybody in Southern California is hanging in there. I realize it's been kind of a tumultuous past few weeks with those fires. I want you to know we're thinking about you. We love you. Rosemary, Sherry Donnell, Kimberly Mosley, Stacy Wynn, Orendondo. I'm sorry for mispronouncing your name. A lot of people saying yes to this or giving me a 1, meaning yes, we would love to know how to get more done in less time, how to be more effective with what we do. And that's great because that's really at the heart of everything. Anytime you hear somebody talk about time management, it's about being able to get the stuff done that we want to get done, which actually brings me to the very first strategy, the very first point. In order for you to get more done and to actually maximize the time you have in a day, we have to first and foremost start off by doing one thing and one thing first. This has to be the number one thing you do on a daily basis, and that is to prioritize. So anytime we talk about time management, or you hear these gurus that start talking about time management, what they're really talking about is how can we get the stuff done that matters, right? And so the first thing we have to do is get crystal clear on what the priority is. So the methodologies that I teach, that we actually teach here in EMP, is to get very clear on the one thing that you want to achieve in the next 30 days. So if you've ever been part of the Fast Track Mentorship Program, you've ever gone to one of our workshops, you know that on day 3, we really break it down and talk to you about what's that one thing that you're going to achieve in the next 30 days. And so for you, the challenge I lay out to you right here today on this, what is this, December 19th, right? With just a few days left in the year, is what is your big priority? What's the thing that you want to execute on in the next 30 days? In fact, I'll even give you a little bit of a buffer zone. If you want to execute it by the 31st of January so that you get it done in that first month of January, what would that thing be? If you care to share that with us, go ahead and put it in the chat box. I'm curious what you might be looking at as your top priority. Just one thing, one goal, the number one goal that you prioritize for yourself to execute by January 31st, 2018. We just got a few days left, so we're going to tack those few days on and give you just a little bit more than 30 days for this, whatever that is. Let's see. Rosemarie says, slow cookers help manage activities needed done in the home so I can focus on EMP. Got no problem with that. That's called being maximizing your time. That's great. Prioritize, killer ad. Okay, so Marilyn Beggs wants to write a killer ad. Guess what, Marilyn? If you are in the LA area in January 18th, you need to come down and join us for the VIP launch event. We're going to be doing that in Los Angeles, in El Segundo. You can find out all you need to know about that by going into your VIP section here on Facebook, the VIP group. If you look up in the top left-hand corner, I'm not sure where that is for you, but the top left-hand corner of your screen, you're going to see files. You click on files, and you will see the Eventbrite link that you need to register for that event. I'm telling you, it's going to be impactful. It's going to absolutely help you write that killer ad. That is our promise. That's what we will deliver for you on that day, is to help you get clarity on how exactly to do that. All right, so Sally Crow says, get my capture page set up and running. Awesome. Let's see. Leora says, I'm going to place my first ad. Awesome. These are great goals to have set for yourself, right? And I'm not going to get into the whole S-SMART goals. If you guys have followed us long enough, you know we teach something called S-SMART, which is slightly different than SMART goals, which, by the way, we've sort of discussed has a little bit of weakness to it. I'm not going to talk to you about the idea of setting goals, but I want to talk to you about the idea of how we're actually going to march toward those, okay? So the first part is we have to get crystal clear on it. Now, this right here, as you've articulated these in the comment section, you have actually made a commitment, all right? This is a public verbal commitment. Even if it's not spoken, it's typed, but you get the same idea, right? The same effect applies. So now what we've done is we've created a kind of a public commitment to ourselves, to our business, and to the people we're here to serve with that business. And that's a very important piece to this. What that means is this has now become a priority, all right? You and I and the rest of the world, anybody who's watching this live right now, or anybody who shares this link, and by the way, a lot of people are going to be sharing this link. I hope you are one of those people that shares this link, shares this actual video with your people, with your network, with anybody you think might benefit from this message. There's going to be a lot of people that see this, and they're going to see these comments, all right? So you are kind of being put on the spot here. This is going to be your top priority. Now, I know there's a lot of stuff coming up. We got the holidays going on right now. It's a great time to be with family, and absolutely we'll talk about how you need to use that as your time, part of what you put into your time assessment or your time prioritization. But this right here, like the killer ad that Marilyn was talking about, like the capture page that Sally Crow was talking about, like placing her first ad like Leora was talking about, these are the things that have to be your number one priority, okay? Everything else, granted, I'm not talking about putting it before your family. I think we all understand how important family is. But when it comes to your business, this is your number one priority. One of the biggest challenges I see entrepreneurs have when they talk about the desire, the need, the want for time management is that they haven't really gotten clear on what their priorities are. And so everything starts to look like a priority. Everything shows up. The door, somebody knocks on the door, the phone rings, or heaven forbid, this silly, iPhone thing or smartphone goes off. Well, guess what? All of those things serve as an escape hatch. It's a comfort thing. It's a little blanket we get to wrap ourselves in when we're doing the busy work, or the hard work, I should say, the important work, like building a capture page, right? Or placing that ad. That's scary work. It's frightening because it's pushing us toward our destiny, right? It's pushing us toward our greatest outcome that we really want. And to take that bold step toward the things we want can sometimes be a frightening proposition. So naturally, when we get distracted, all of a sudden that feels good. Even though we act like it's annoying or we act like it's disappointing, it feels good because it takes us off our mission, but not for you, all right? The professional entrepreneur has priorities. Remember that. Professionals have priorities. Amateurs have distractions. And the best way to not get distracted, in other words, the best way to stay on point, on focus, and on your mission is to make it a priority. So again, set that one priority for yourself between now and January 31st, something that is a must for you, something that you absolutely will execute on, and something that you absolutely will fulfill between now and January 31st, 2018. All right. That's the first part to it. Now, here's the other part, and this is sort of segues nicely into my next point, because if you've set the priority, what that means is it's something important to you. It's something that matters. It's something that actually pushes the needle forward. And that probably means that it's a little bit frightening. It might be something difficult, which is perfect. Because the second piece to this recipe, if you really want to, quote, manage time, or more importantly, be more effective with your time, is to do the hard stuff first. Okay, do the hard stuff first. Now listen, this is true for any piece of your life, whether it's the macro, like we're talking about the next 10 years of your life, or your life in general, your overall vision for what you want to achieve. And it's also as important for how you operate your day. So I'll give you a great example. I get up very early in the morning. I'm a very early riser. To me, it's a priority because it allows me to have time before the rest of the world wakes up, before the rest of the world starts sending me emails and text messages and requests. I have that time for me to be able to attack my day, to be able to set my priorities, to take care of my health, to take care of my mental well-being, to take care of sometimes even some relationship stuff. It's actually a really great time just to be alone and to have that quiet time. It's up to you when you start your day. I'm not here to advocate early days because I know some people are dead set in their ways and they'd rather wake up at noon or whatever. That's not the point. The point is that when you wake up early, you do the heavy lifting first. That's where you get an advantage on the day. That's where you actually build momentum. So you can probably see my hair is a little bit fuzzy because I just got out of the shower. Guess what? I got up early. I did my study time. I did my outline of my day, just kind of looking at all the meetings that I have today. Today's a very busy day. And then I went to the gym and I got after it, man. I worked out super hard because my fitness and my health is a major priority for me. If I said, I'll put it off until noon, guess what? Chances are that the day will get in the way. If it's not on the schedule, that block of time will get filled with somebody else's agenda. So you have to establish yourself not just doing the priorities, but doing the hard stuff first, the stuff that's not necessarily fun, the stuff that's not sexy, the stuff that scares the living crap out of you. You got to do that early, and you got to do that first. Now, what's the point to this? What's the purpose behind this? Of all the things in the world, how come we do the heavy things first, the ugly stuff first? Well, if you go back to probably when you were a kid, you remember your parents or your grandparents telling you that you had to eat your vegetables first. You were not going to eat your dessert first, right? Why is that? Well, obviously, because you want to have the appetite for the stuff that's nutritious, the stuff that boosts your health and makes you stronger, better, faster, smarter. And then the dessert is sort of that thing you get to look forward to. Well, guess what? The same is applicable in business, and it's really important as an online entrepreneur because if you're working from home and you don't have that BOSS staring down you or breathing down your neck, guess what? You are the boss. In a lot of cases, this is one of the big mental shifts you're going to have to make. You got to be the toughest boss you've ever had. All right. You've got to be that taskmaster. You've got to be that whip cracker. You've got to be that person that's going to be up your butt sideways to yourself, holding yourself accountable. Now, is it awesome to have accountability partners? You bet, 100%. Is it powerful to have mentors and people in your corner that can help guide you and even propel you forward? Absolutely, 100% yes. However, the whole thing falls apart if we cannot hold ourselves accountable, if we cannot be our own toughest bosses. And by tough, I'm not talking about beating ourselves up. That's actually not being a boss. That's being a jerk. So don't be a jerk to yourself. You deserve that support and that care for yourself. The idea here, though, is you have to hold yourself accountable. You got to be willing to do the hard stuff first, all right? The scary stuff. You got to be willing to write that ad copy. You got to be willing to set up the capture page. You got to be willing to do all of those things early in the day, even when you think Facebook and Twitter and catching up on news and email and that stuff might be great. So let me just look here. I see a lot of people in here saying, Rosemary said, I finally submitted to have my ads reviewed on a traffic call today, or on a training call. Traffic training call. Goal is to improve quality of my ads. Awesome. Keep it up. That's what's actually going to dial you up and actually going to move the needle. Lots of people talking in here. Teresa Jessen says, do the scary crap first. Check. Yes, exactly. You do the scary stuff first. Everything else after that feels like dessert. Hey, if this is resonating with you so far, give me a 2 in the chat box. I want to make sure that you guys are getting this, that it's working for you, or that at the very least it's making sense, because I'm telling you right now, all of these people that are telling you how to be better at time management are missing the point. It is not about time management. As I've said before, and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face, you cannot manage time. It's impossible. It's an oxymoron. Time is a constant. We can't stop it, can't slow it down, can't bank it. Don't care who you are. Don't care what your background is. It's not possible. And so we have to stop thinking we can manage time. However, we can set priorities. All right. That's the first one. And number 2 is to do the hard, the heavy, the scary stuff first. That is the key to it. Those are the first 2 of 3 steps that are going to help you maximize your time and get done what all these people telling you, time management, gurus are telling you they can help you with. So let's talk about the third part. And this final piece is huge. All right. So when we hear these people talking about time management, they're missing the main point. And the main point is not only can we not manage time, but we're missing the one thing we can manage, and that's ourselves. All right. Now, I know this might sound contrived. You may say to yourself, oh, JT, come on, man. It's just we're talking semantics here. I am not talking semantics. There's a major difference. You see, when we're told this philosophy of managing time, we're distracting ourselves. We're actually taking our attention away from the real hard work, right? The stuff that actually matters. Because we're basically looking outward and saying, well, this is, I don't have time to build my business. I hear this all the time. Well, if I had more time to build my business, then fill in the blank. I've got this, I've got that. And we start creating all of these excuses as to why we're not able to go out there and build our business. Well, guess what? That's the only thing that's just going to be holding you back as long as you decide to stay stuck in that state. The question that I would ask you is, what are you going to do about it? What might you do right now in order to take a bold step towards getting the results you want? And that means being able to manage yourself. Now, sometimes that means just being able to step back and take a look and say, okay, you know what? I do have 15 minutes here. In fact, look, on Wednesday, tomorrow, middle of my week, I've got an hour. I didn't even realize I had that. That's an hour that I'll use to write my ad. Oh, hey, look, Friday's a slow day because everybody's taking the week off or the weekend off for Christmas, which is on Monday. You know what? I'm going to use 2.5 hours in that time. When everybody else is snoozing or doing their thing, I'm going to actually use that time for my business. That's self-management. All right. That's the ability to kind of look in the mirror and call yourself on your own BS, to be objective enough and to care enough for yourself, right? To have enough self-respect to be able to say, damn it, this is my priority. This is my mission. This is what I'm here to achieve. This is important to me and I'm worth it. And so you make that commitment to yourself. You make that investment, not just financial investment, guys, the investment of your time, the investment of your best efforts into achieving what you came here to achieve. It's not about getting a lot of stuff done, okay? We're going to talk about productivity this week. If you stay tuned here on the Daily Dose, I'm going to be talking about how to be more effective as opposed to being more productive. So stay tuned for that one. That's coming up on Thursday. But I want you to know right now, this whole myth of time management is just that. It's a fairy tale, just like the gold at the end of the rainbow, just like unicorns, just like anything in life. It's a fairy tale. There is no way to manage time. But if you set priorities, if you do the hard work first, and if you manage yourself, work on your mindset, work on your discipline, work on the behaviors and the habits that you have each and every single day, not only will you have more time to get the stuff done, you'll get better quality work done in that short amount of time. And that's it, my friends. So forget about time management. Start making it about personal management. Start making it about taking great care of yourself, setting those priorities, getting after it early, hitting it hard, being resilient to any kind of stress or any kind of fear or any kind of desire to take your foot off the gas pedal. Stick with it until you accomplish the mission, and you will. Imagine this, January 31st, 2018, between now and that day, imagine what you might achieve. Imagine what you can get done in that short amount of time, and imagine the momentum you will set and the tone you will set for next year. That is how you set up your best year ever, and that's how you make it happen right here, right now, starting today. All right, my friends, well, that just about does it for today. If you got some great stuff out of this video, if this worked for you, or even if it rattled your cage just a little bit, I challenge you to put this out there, publish this. Share it with your friends. Invite them to come join us here. Give this page a like. This is facebook.com/elite marketing pro. So make sure you like this page so you can stay in tune with us. We do the Daily Dose of Awesome each and every single day at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. So make sure you've got it on your calendar to join us live. If for any reason you're not able to make it live, come back here and watch the recordings. And remember to get yourself over to elitemarketingpro.com where you can access our free 10-day boot camp to help you build, scale, and grow your business online. And remember, no matter what course you fly in life, fly high, fly fast, and fly far. We'll talk to you soon.